Here we are on the old Belvedere Delaware Railroad, and maybe not the most significant point historically, but when it comes to trail concerns, here you have where the trail, we're looking south, there's a trail that follows the Belledelle Railroad right-of-way straight ahead, and off to our right, the trail continues on the towpath of the Delaware and Raritan Feeder Canal, completed in 1834. So the trail going north from here is pretty much always on the Belledelle Railroad bed, with the exception of a couple of spots such as in Lambertville where it switches over to the towpath. The trail along the Delaware River is a rail trail more than a canal trail, although the canal is often very closely parallel.
I guess we'll talk about the Belledelle here. We're standing on the old railroad right-of-way between Trenton and that way and Washington's Crossing to the north. For the railroad enthusiasts, you can plainly tell that this was once a double-track portion. This was a double-track bridge. This section right through here, there would have been a switch not that too far north of here. It was double-track through here all the way down to Coalport Yard, about a mile east of here. And there were several sections of the Belledelle that were double-tracked to facilitate north and southbound trains to pass each other simultaneously, but for the most part, primarily the Belledelle was a single-track railroad.
This section was completed in 1850, opened?
That's correct. So this is actually the very first piece of the Belledelle built in 1850. It opened for revenue train service on February 6th. 1851 to Lambertville. They ran an inaugural passenger train out of Trenton, Clinton Avenue Station in Trenton to Lambertville on that day. And that's what started all on Belledelle.
And then Belledelle remained, the Belledelle remained its own company until it was taken over by the Pennsylvania Railroad.
In 1871.
In 1871.
It was a leased entity. It still was technically an organization that existed on paper until 1957, and then it was fully absorbed into the PRR system, and this was an active railroad line until 1976 when Conrail launched. This portion was cut out from Conrail's system and it was abandoned shortly thereafter.
And then also here, one other little piece of significance that people riding through on a bike or even walking won't notice, especially after the leaves come out, is we got a little bit of a look over through this chain link fence. You could see this old coaling trestle here.
So this was a railroad customer. There were actually two separate coaling trestles here. One of them was on a metal bridge structure over concrete piers. The other one was an earlier wooden trestle span. It's completely gone now. So this was the Tattersall Coal Company, and they were an active era customer into the 60s. And they used to drop off coal here, and there used to be a lumber yard here back in the day too. But primarily the railroad dropped off coal here for this customer.
Something you don't normally see unless you're really looking for it.
No,
this infrastructure is here.
Yeah.
Even now, we're in late spring, and it's getting ready to grow over, but you can barely see it here. So there's a little bit of history on the Belledelle Railroad and the Delaware and Raritan Feeder Canal in the north end of Trenton. Ev, do you have anything to say about this? Do you have a wave for us? You gonna wave? Goodbye?
Oh my goodness.
Bye, Ev.